Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Partner Awesome Podcast. My name is Jason Asher, along with Ryan Bretson. And today we're continuing on in the third part of our series about partnerships and artificial intelligence. But before that, Ryan, what else do we have to talk about today?
This is one that's pretty interesting that I want to ask you about, Jason, is content generation. And I think a lot of the marketing folks that are watching will want to hear about it too. So really creating co-branded marketing content with partners is so much work. Every partner wants something a little bit different. How can AI actually help with that?
Sure, it's a very good, very good lead in there, Ryan. This is where those generative AI models really start to shine. Think about all the content development partner programs, right? Solution briefs, case studies, battle cards, webinar decks, like we did for a client earlier today, blog posts, you name it. Traditionally, created custom versions of those for each partner or industry, even clients in our portfolio. It creates a bottleneck of time, because it takes us off the main thing of developing partner awesome's core products and services and looking out for our clients and net new business. And then we've seen a lot of companies even before we started using AI ourselves, even take weeks to turn around co-branded white papers, all because of copy editing, approvals, grammar checking, intent, emotion, the whole thing. And now what we're going to do today, Ryan, is look at some tools that we use at Partner Awesome over and over again. And I know you like the GPT-4, I like the Google suite of tools and Claude. And what we do is really use these tools in ways to create, what we believe is valuable content for partners and prospects, so that as we build our brand and as we build the brands of our clients, that we're doing it with very thoughtfully considered patterns of communication, and not just chucking things against the wall to see what works.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, there's really just not one size fits all, just like
Right.
you said,
Right.
ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, so it's just not, using one thing. We use really a whole net of tools
It's
out
like a whole
there
suite
that
of
actually
things. I
help.
mean, literally, it's a
Yeah.
suite of. It's a whole. We use a bunch, and even within the platforms that you pointed
Hmm.
out, it's not just one prompt that we use.
Right.
You'll generate things in GPT-4s, Sora or other models, for images and video. I'll do the same, with Gemini, whether it's Whisk or something in Google Labs I will look at. But
Hmm.
the amazing thing, Ryan, and I think we can both point out different successes that we've had, is that we're at a moment in time where it used to take us, months or weeks of meetings and meetings and meetings and time spent and cycles. And now we can just generate images with humans that render very nicely according
Right.
to brand guidelines and, all sorts of different things. And it's a whole brave new world in terms of generative AI and the value that it brings.
No, it is. I mean, look, at times they say these models do hallucinate. They do. And sometimes they'll give you
Who
things
doesn't
that
hallucinate
really,
from time to time? I mean, listen, you live in California. I'm from New York. I mean, Florida. I mean, now I'm from Florida now, but Florida's a
yeah,
hallucination capital of America. I mean, if not California. I mean, come on. I mean, Scarface is filmed out here, for God's sakes. I mean, come on.
that's that's right.
I
That's
mean,
right. No, and I yeah, and but if you continue to work with the model and continue to, put in your prompts and massage it along the way, you can get some really good content from these AI tools.
I've been waiting to say this now for quite a few seconds. I think you might know what it is. If I can use a quote from Scarface right now. Say hello to my little AI friends.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the highlight of the podcast right there, man. That's
It really
awesome.
should. I mean, when people see
Yeah,
the short form video, that should really be it. All right. So, Ryan, without any further ado, let's
yeah.
start to show the people, what we do for ourselves and our clients, and kind of pull back the cover a little bit without giving away too much. And we'll kind of show everybody how we use AI, to generate content and hopefully spur on some ideas. And everything that we're going to do here, this is not rocket science. It's just having a very focused approach to what actually needs to get done, and then using these tools to do it. There's a little bit of experimentation involved. There's a little bit of creative direction involved, but for the most part, we're coming in with a plan, knowing what you need to execute, and then leveraging AI to fill the gaps. So very, very purposeful behaviors that lead to the outcomes that we are seeking. So let's go ahead and share a screen right now, and we will dive right into it. Gemini Labs, and we have an addition. We already have a license for it. So how do you get there? If you're using Google Chrome, if you're using Chrome, don't do what I'm doing right now. Just hold on for 1 second. I guess I just want to restate my attention. So you're going to go to Gemini, and then from Gemini, there's actually, wait a second. Let me just show the people how we got here. So there's this little kind of like scientific beaker. It's called. We'll call it a beaker for this episode because I frankly
Yeah, that works
forgot
for me.
this
Yeah.
glass mixing device that scientists use. Anyway, you're going to click on that, and then you're going to be brought into the different AI models that Gemini is offering. So there's top stories, there's a web guide, there's daily listen, there's an audio overview. There's an AI mode, if you will. And then there are experiments down here. Ask for me, and then there are more experiments down here. So what we've done, in terms of the experiments, is that I would say that this is Whisk is actually one of our favorites, and Whisk is a very, very powerful tool from Google, within their labs, and you could create some stunning visuals, but whether it's for a client website, to build out for a partner program, is for a webinar. And when you enter into the tool, there's a way that you could go in here and you could select a preset. Like I want to do, let's say, a card, right? And it will then give you it'll give you everything you need to basically create a card. And it's pretty cool. There's video you can create. And then when you actually go into the experiments, so if I want to say that a subject would be, I don't know, fintech company that specializes in onboarding for clients that use crypto, and then that could be one thing. So we want to generate a reference for the subject, right? And then let's say we want to generate a scene, and we want to have high end high end bar or lounge in Singapore with business people discussing things, business people discussing various topics, right? Okay, so generate that. Oh, now we're gonna have our style. So when we're talking about a fintech, we either want to be like business humor, business fact, and we're really serious. You want to be sci-fi. You want to have kind of different context, right? So
Mhm.
for this one, let's just say like the context would be like business funny with a twist of that's a little twist, right, of sophistication. Okay, generate. So now I have my subject, which is crypto. I have my scene in Singapore, and you can see the background of Singapore. Now we're going to generate a style. So the style is going to be this kind of whimsical, funny business style. So now I'm going to go into Whisk, and I'm going to say, please create a hero image for a homepage. And now Whisk is going to go away with the subject, the scene, and the style, and then basically create and generate a hero image for a homepage. And when you see these hero images, you could go in here, and let's say I want to go in here and I want to we could go into Photoshop and remove these guys. So here's an interesting one with like a bar, a Bitcoin, logo here, bunch of empty spaces, perfect for a hero image. And if I want to go in here and animate it, we could say, have the bottles, open up and shoot their spirits into the air while the D of the Bitcoin logo spins clockwise. Okay, and all we did was give Whisk, a really, really light, kind of like creative steer, and now it's going to go away and it's going to start to create the video. So while that's happening, let's go into Gemini right now and go into deep research, right? And we're going to create a new chat in deep research. So we're going to tell Gemini, my wife was using Gemini before me, so it says hello Brenda. So let's ignore that for now. So we're going to say, what do you want to research? So let's say we want to research, how GSI partners in the SAP ecosystem leverage AI for their clients, and how our client that is an SAP partner can position itself with a partner program. No, it's position itself. That's going to be a little bit much. It position itself to attract SAP system. There we go. Implementers to partner with them. So now, as Gemini is generating the content, Gemini is going to go out to the entire web, search a bunch of different websites, and then it's going to start an actual research, right? And we just asked it to kind of go away and do research. Within these prompts, you could also ask Gemini, create for me tables. If you're going to generate content, put into different sections, generate a description, a title, paragraph. And then even if we're using WordPress, WordPress templates, we can even have Gemini go away and generate the content in accordance with the WordPress templates that are being used, or simply any system of templates. And we've been very, very successful generating the content, so it could just simply be copy pasted or sent over to WordPress or whatever content platform that you're using. The animation's done, right?
Let's see it.
Let's see what this looks like. All right, not exactly what we thought it would be, but interesting nonetheless.
See those hallucinations sometimes that happen, but
yeah, I thought the bottles from the bar were going to pop off. All right, you know what? That's cool.
it's all about the prompt. You have to be as specific as possible, Jason.
Yeah, but again, within our podcast, and I know we're coming up on 15 minutes, we're going to go a little long today, but even within our podcast, I mean, that literally took minutes to generate, a pretty darn high quality, image there, which is actually
absolutely
pretty cool,
Yeah.
And then on this one, let's say, can the people holding the glasses toast while the other people are what should they be doing, right?
Fist bumping?
Yeah, very good.
Fist bumping. Yeah, there you go.
Fist bumping.
Let's keep it classy here, Jason.
And then chest bumping. We're trying to keep this as a professional podcast.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so now what we have here now going back to Google Gemini, I think the important thing that I think we like to pull away, to kind of show the audience right now is that Gemini is doing a research over a number of different websites that have authoritative content when it comes to GSI's SAP partner strategy, identifying IPPs, and coming away with information that is helpful to getting these articles written. Now, after the article itself is written and all the websites have been researched, we're still obligated to go through the content and make sure that it makes sense. But if you look at the exhaustive nature of which the AI is going through when you do the deep research, it's a staggering amount of competitive analysis and comparative analysis that the AI is actually going through. And a lot of the content that we generate for Partner Awesome, when we're doing this deep research, it's really meant to bring out, the best of the best in terms of content and then summarize that, for our audience. And then when we're working with our clients, to get their content aligned, a lot of times when we put together the content, especially with interactive features, this is very much becomes our source of truth. And it's not to say that the AI won't hallucinate. It's not to say that this is not the begin all and end all, but it definitely does help when it comes to, generating, meaningful content that's been thoroughly researched. And it kind of gets us on that par, with like the McKinsey or, McKinsey level stuff, because, you could laugh if you're watching like, ha, 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 McKinsey, but when you see all these different sources that we're researching, we're really starting to, really get very competitive with the level of information that we're able to surface, which really, if you think about, in the 1990s when the internet first came about, I mean, this was a whole promise of democratizing information and making it available for everybody. So whether it's us at Partner Awesome or, folks in the People's Republic of Congo who are just trying to, find their way in the market, it's a very, it really democratizes, the information in ways that we haven't seen in many decades.
Yeah, and just to kind of end, I know we're coming up on the end, but really the key takeaway here is to embrace AI.
Oh no, right. We're going to keep pushing today. This is interesting. We're going to keep pushing. Forget the end right now. We're not close to the end. We're going to keep pushing today. We're going to have a little bit on LinkedIn, and then everybody's going to go over to YouTube. So now let's check this one out. These people are going to toast, and then we got a fist bump.
Here we go.
And do we get a chest bump? Oh, no chest bump.
We didn't do the chest. Okay.
We got a toast
Serious?
and we got our fist bump. What do you, I mean,
Boom.
was that a
Hey,
different version?
no, we didn't get the chest bump, but we did get a solid.
And
Oh,
what's that weird word over there? I think the
I don't
AI invented
know.
a word.
Yeah.
Reclined on boarding. I think that has two D's, which is fine. And then we have something called suiing, but that would have to be edited out. But anyway, I think we get the point here. So, and if we go to our library right now, we could see, different projects that we've done in here already for our
Mhm.
clients. We can see images, we can see videos, and the cool thing about Whisk is that it basically gives you a lot of different pieces of information. And then with the library, you have flow, you have image effects, you have music, and there's a lot of different things in here that we could do, to really help, our clients, in their journeys, and then help them, with their content generation. And as you can see here, you'll give us a few more seconds. And now we have Claude, right? And Claude
Mhm.
is phenomenally interesting, right? So with Claude, let's say that let's generate a content plan for partnerawesome.com. We would like to publish a 6-part series on partnerships partnerships and AI. Um, can you help us put together a plan and deliverables? Okay, so now let me explain
Mhm.
why I'm asking Claude to do what it's going to do, right? So typically in NetSuite, when we had an opportunity like this, whether it was for Suite World, whether it was for the Suite Connects, or where we were, where we're, just doing events, or we had different things going on, this was an ask. It's like, hey, Jason, can you generate all this stuff? And
Yeah.
we would have to, have to sit there and just kind of figure out, like, what do the partners find interesting? What would their clients find interesting? What are the topics we can discuss? What's in production queue? What's in the support queue? What's in the escalation queue? And have to come up with a bunch of different plans in order to be able to, really, really do something. And as we can see with Claude right here, in a matter of seconds, while you and I
Yeah.
are talking, the plan is literally, you know, being unfurled, if you will, before our eyes. And then we even have a document here that Claude generated as well. Now, the cool thing is here, we're going to see publish right now. We're going to see publish, and it's public right now. So we're gonna, I think, put the link in here. And I think what we'll do for the audience, I think we'll show the audience. We'll put this link inside our YouTube and LinkedIn, so people can kind of see where this is heading and what it means. But it's a pretty interesting execution. Now, if we go here to Gemini, we basically have literally an entire playbook right now. An executive summary. The landscape of the SAP ecosystem is undergoing a fundamental transformation driven by persuasive influence of artificial intelligence. We have the new frontier. We have the foundation of SAP. And we have all these different types of content, right? IBM, Capgemini, different GSIs, and how they're using AI, how they're going after AI, Wipro, Cognizant. And then we even have a table here, GSI name, primary proprietary AI platform, key SAP related offerings, target business functions. If you just look at all the research, Accenture, Capgemini, right? What do they do? How do they use AI? Everything is right here. I mean, it's really quite incredible, this whole thing. So I think what we want to do here is also, I think, let's create a web page for this, right? So that we can share that as well, to show, what kind of, research you could get out of Gemini. And in terms of us here at Partner Awesome, this is kind of revealing a little bit behind the curtain of the breadth and depth, that we go to when leveraging generative AI, for our clients. And the one thing I think that I think that we can say, Ryan, is that when we use it, it's not so much a crutch. We very much use the generative AI as a way to, work efficiently and effectively,
Yeah.
and also be able to deliver value in a much more compressed timeline.
I think the biggest key takeaway here is really we want to embrace AI to do the heavy lifting, right? So we can spend more time with our partners. It's not
Right.
going to do everything for you, but
No.
it's going to save a lot of time. Like you were saying, back in the day when we were trying to put together some, content or something for, Sweet World, or it would take us weeks, numerous meetings to put something like that together.
Oh
Now we
yeah.
can have AI
Oh yeah.
generated within minutes, really, and we can spend more time just, tweaking it, making sure it really makes sense.
Yeah, and in terms of like spinning up internal, websites and spinning up, wikis and whatever. I mean, right now, I mean, Gemini literally just generated an entire, website just like that. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna post this to our website as well as to the so you guys can see, just how powerful these tools are. So Ryan, any outputs and insights to close out today?
I'm starting to think you're Jason. Back in the day when the internet was a big thing, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a fad. It's just gonna, it's just not gonna be a big deal." I'm starting to think AI isn't just a fad either. I think it's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. It just, what? It just might be a thing, Ryan. It really just might. It really just might be a thing. All right. So from all of us here at Partner Awesome, on behalf of Ryan Alberto, myself, Jason Asher, thank you for making it this far. We hope you found this valuable. If you have any questions or comments or want to get in touch with us to talk about generative AI partnerships, more than happy to oblige. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.